Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
So one of the most interesting developments we have had in the Ripple SEC case actually has to do with another cryptocurrency company, and that is LBRY. For those of you who didn't see this, LBRY tweeted out that the SEC has already asked for extensions beyond this and were denied. The LBRY versus SEC case will likely be decided before the Ripple SEC case. Now, this was something that was very unexpected because the LBRY case came after the Ripple case. So for a long time, many people didn't even think this could be a possibility. But now it is looking more likely than ever that the LBRY case would actually finish or will actually finish before the Ripple case does. This means that the LBRY case could have implications on the Ripple decision and create a precedent going forward. Now, this was something that was pointed out by a lot of different lawyers in the community and something that was really brought as a negative. A lot of different lawyers were worried about the fact of getting an adverse ruling in the LBRY case and the SEC trying to use it to create more delays or even bad precedent for the Ripple case. So I actually tweeted out to LBRY and I said, you guys should delay until after the Ripple ruling. And my logic behind that was simply that Ripple has the best lawyers in the space. They have a lot more money than LBRY, so it's very likely that they could produce a better ruling against the SEC than LBRY might potentially be able to do. That way, LBRY could use the Ripple case as precedent in their own case and possibly get a better ruling. Now, this is something I was thinking about, but overall, I just thought it was important that Ripple actually work with LBRY either way because they're both going against the same enemy. So if it meant Ripple was helping LBRY pay some of its legal fees to possibly extend this case or even get a better ruling that could create better precedent in the Ripple case, either way, I just thought it was critical that if we had these two parties in a very similar position going against the SEC, in my opinion, it would make a lot of sense for them to work together going forward. Now, for those of you who don't know, when I first saw this come out, I was personally disappointed by it. We have been following this Ripple SEC case for so long, and it seems like Ripple has almost done the impossible and really just destroyed the SEC on every single point we have seen in this case. Ripple's lawyers have done a class act in just shutting down every single thing the SEC has tried to bring to this case. And for me, it was almost like I would hate for Ripple to be getting all these wins and then this case and then the LBRY case to have significant implications that could overrule some of Ripple's big wins. So overall, despite the fact that I haven't really been following the LBRY case, and for all we know, it could be beneficial to the Ripple case, I was just kind of disappointed because Ripple is already in this great spot. It would be unfortunate to see all this hard work kind of just be canceled out by another case. Now, despite that, Tony from Thinking Crypto actually had the LBRY CEO on his channel, and they said something super interesting. Now, this is key, and this makes me very, very confident that the LBRY case is actually going to have good implications for the Ripple case. You guys need to listen up to this because I think it's going to make you extremely bullish on what's happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, a silly question, but I know some folks may want to know about this. Does it make sense at all where your team collaborates with the Ripple team from a legal perspective to share notes or anything like that, since you're going up against the same enemy, so to speak?
That's actually a question I can't. I'll say that makes sense in the abstract, and I can't get into details beyond that.
Okay, so in my eyes, that was yes. Look at him smiling right now. Look at how he says it makes sense in abstract. So what we just learned here is LBRY and Ripple are working together behind the scenes. This is huge because now you have a 2v1 against the SEC. We also have John Deaton and different trade agencies and Empower, an independent agency, all teaming up against the SEC. This is awesome for me to see because this makes me very confident in the fact that both Ripple and LBRY are well aware that it's a good thing that the library case is ending before the Ripple case. How do I know this? If it wasn't, Ripple and Library would be extending the library case until after a Ripple decision. But we can see that in the library case, the library team is actually excited that the case will be wrapping up before the Ripple case. And there's no doubt in my mind, based on this response, this is also what Ripple wants going forward. So this is really big, and it shows that we might actually be able to get some good clarity or a good precedent decision from this library case that could further bolster the Ripple case. This makes me so confident too in what Ripple's doing and what their general philosophy is. They are not looking to fight this battle alone. They are fighting for all of crypto, and it just goes to show that they are even willing to work with some of these much smaller players to help the industry progress altogether. Overall, I just see this as such a bullish sign going forward, because any help Ripple and any help Library can get from each other is going to make it that much harder for the SEC. We have seen how hard the SEC has been keeping consistent arguments going through this case. These two parties working together is going to further exploit how unprepared the SEC was for both of these cases. Now, I wanted to show you this because I think this is a very important issue to hit on going forward, and it really just shows how absurd this entire thing really is. John Deaton tweeted out, "Have you noticed that people that call XRP a security offer no analysis? They simply say XRP is a security, then when you ask them to explain how it's a security under Howey, they don't offer any analysis, only conclusions. Even the SEC's complaint is 100% conclusionary." This is what we have been saying on this channel for so long. Any person who puts any amount of logical thinking into this could come out with the explanation or come out with the understanding that if Ripple went away today, XRP would still trade. Therefore, XRP fundamentally is not a security of Ripple. It doesn't make sense by the own rules the SEC's agency has put out there for what a security is. Now, this goes so far that the SEC's entire complaint against Ripple doesn't provide any sound evidence that actually makes a convincing argument on why XRP is a security. They simply say it is because they say so. But what John Dean is pointing out here is that it doesn't seem like anyone talks to about this can actually provide any solid reasoning, any good logic on why XRP could even work as a security. I've been saying since day one, XRP is only securitized by the XRPL. If the SEC wanted to say XRP was a security, they would have had to say it was a security of the XRP ledger. What's the problem with them saying this? They would have no one to sue. They can't sue the XRP ledger because it's a decentralized internet protocol. That is the only thing that XRP's value depends on, and it doesn't work. The SEC can't bring this case because XRP does not meet their fundamental definition of what a security is being described to in the current day. That could change, but as of now, XRP doesn't fit in the securities laws, and this is a huge problem for the SEC's case. So I tweeted out on that note, realistically, I wonder what the SEC really wants. And this is something that I think about constantly. I have done so many videos on how this could possibly be the SEC trying to create a legal precedent through the courts for other cryptocurrency companies to follow. I have done videos on this being an attack against Ripple, a way to hold back the XRP ecosystem for the incumbents to catch up. I've done videos on it being a mix of both these things. One thing that is so fascinating, though, about everything in this case is how poorly the SEC has litigated it. They had so much time, so many resources to build up a case against Ripple, and the case they brought is lacking any evidence. It makes me wonder so much whether it was just complete incompetence at their organization or they actually drafted a lawsuit they knew they could never win. Going back though, it just blows my mind as we pick apart the SEC's case, how they could have ever thought they were going to win this. It is insane to me. To me, it looks more like a bargaining table, creating the rules of crypto going forward, but there's also no doubt in my mind that this does have elements of an attack. If you guys have any opinions, make sure to go to my Twitter and just respond to this. I've already seen so many great explanations under this. I've been reading through all of them, and it really just shows how many different different moving parts are at play here, so make sure you go check that out. Now, I wanted to finish out with this because I think this actually could be very interesting. This is from Stephen Hubert, and he said, upcoming events. On March 31st, Gary Gensler will participate in a fireside chat. Funny enough, though, not a single hint is given about the topic or setting, so this is pretty interesting. This is coming up on March 31st, and this is the fireside chat with Gary Gensler. Now, Gary Gensler is very rarely ever talking about cryptocurrencies. He tries to put as little information out there because he knows anything he says right now could really hurt him going forward with any of the cases he has open. The fact that this meeting doesn't have any description of what it is really makes me think it's about cryptocurrency. I can't really think of anything else he's trying to be barring from the public. It really makes me think that there could be some interesting stuff said here. I definitely think we should be paying attention to this. Every single time Gary Gensler talks, we can deem so much information on where his head's at, where he thinks he wants to go forward next, and overall what he thinks this industry is going to be moving towards in the future. He has the power over ending all this case, all this absurdity now, and he hasn't done it. So I think we need to be paying very close attention to him. I'll be watching this closely.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.